Good afternoon, traders. It is Friday, November 23rd, 2018, and the U.S. stock market is closed. First of all, I'm showing you the longer term chart on the Dow here that I've shown you several times before. Dow fell another 179 points today, and you can see here on this side how close we are to taking out the low on this side. And this is the low I said was the bottom of the correction. Um, it certainly looks at this point like it's going to take out that low. Um, Hard to say if there'll be any resistance there, and it could possibly bounce, but it does not look good at all now, and I would say there's a high probability it will in fact take out that low, and the correction will continue. Of course, we've been damaged by this, but uh, in some ways it hasn't been quite as terrible as it could have been. We've been fighting this in November almost all the time, from the slide up here at the top all the way down, and we are just slightly above break even for the month, but it's just we don't have much before November uh, to hold us up, so this has been disappointing. Today was a short day, the day after Thanksgiving, and between Thanksgiving and a weekend, predictably, trading, there wasn't too much to trade. We ended up, historically, by the way, we have these short days. There's one in around Christmas time, and then there's this one. I can't remember if there's one around the 4th of July too. I can't remember right now, but these short days where they close stocks 3 hours before the normal closing have always been problematical. I can't remember a single one where we've ever done very well. Today was not really an exception. We closed out negative $3,800 today on our closeout trades. We got into 9 new positions, 5 positive, 4 negative, and we're carrying a negative $164 over the weekend. So I'm not going to lose sleep over that. But I will say it could have been a lot worse. We had a negative over $5,000 from Wednesday, and then this morning, right after the open, that equity slipped down to $14,000 negative, and I thought, oh God, here we go, we're going to get killed. But for some reason, that came back quite a bit, so we ended up getting out with only $3,800 loss, which we can sustain, I guess. But not a good day. Uh, but we'll just have to hang on and see what happens on Monday. But I'm not too worried about those 9 positions that we're in. I will show you 2 positions today. They're the best we have, and they don't amount to much. But this first one is ACRX, which is Accel RX Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I showed you this this earlier this week. I think it was on Monday we bought this thing, and then Tuesday had a big up day. We hung on to it, and then Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, we got out, and we got out of that with $5,000 in profit. That was real good. Today, it popped up here again, and we're back in it, and we have about $1,000 open trade equity in ACRX. So we'll see how that goes. And then this next one that could be a kind of all or nothing type of trade for us. This is GWT, which is inverse crude oil. And we had actually had this thing on Wednesday, but we got out of it. I would have loved to have had it coming into the day because it did this huge gap up, and we would have made zillions on this had we already been long. We were not. We buy the gaps. We bought the gap there. This chart doesn't look like we have anything, but in fact, we have $1,800 in open trade in GWT inverse crude oil, and we'll just have to see how that goes next week. But I would go. Oil has been really trending down, and of course this has been trending up. So I'd much rather be on the short side of oil than on the long side. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Hey, you guys have a great weekend, and I'll be back here on Monday.